Hey friends, Dean here. Before we get you on to your episode, I want to take a moment to invite you to our next virtual online trivia night. Wednesday, May 13th at 8 p.m. Join us either on our Facebook group or on our YouTube page for 3 rounds of fun trivia, music questions, movie questions, general knowledge questions. It'll be a fun time and a chance to win some prizes and have just a good relaxing night of some trivia at home. You don't even have to go out for it. So don't forget, Wednesday, March 13th at 8 p.m. Join us on our Facebook group or YouTube for 3 rounds of fun virtual online trivia. We'll see you there. In this quick hit, we're taking a look at 3 actors that lost or gained weight for film roles, with one actor taking the top prize for his many transformations. Stay with us.
You're listening to a 3324 podcast quick hit with Dean Legiro, where Dean shares stories and trivia about his favorite chart hits, actors, movies, and more.
Welcome, friends, to this week's 3324 Quick Hit. I'm Dean Legiro. Thank you so much for joining us. We have full-length episodes about music and movies that come out every Thursday, and we're on social media as well. You can find us on Instagram and Facebook at 3324 Podcast. So join us over there, interact. We've got a lot of great, rich content. We'll see you there. So we're talking about actors that take their role, their dedication to their craft to the extreme. It's very easy to put on a padded suit, throw on some rubber prosthetics if you need to gain weight or appear that you've gained weight for a role. Well, what do you do when you need to lose weight for a role? That's a little bit different. There are no skinny suits you can wear. So we've got 3 actors up that have done both for their roles. First up, we're going to go back to 1980 with Martin Scorsese's classic film, Raging Bull. Robert De Niro stars as middleweight championship boxer Jake LaMotta in his prime, but also the film would be bookended by scenes with Jake LaMotta later in his life when he became significantly overweight, or certainly not as fit as he was as a boxer. De Niro weighed 145 pounds for his role as the young Jake LaMotta. Had to be in tip-top shape to portray a boxer, and actually was quite a decent boxer when he started his training. Production would stop for 4 months, and Robert De Niro would get a great trip to Italy and France to binge eat and come back weighing 215 pounds. That's a 70-pound weight gain to play the older Jake LaMotta in the film. His hard work, or it might be easy, depending on how you look at it, pays off with a Best Actor Academy Award. Robert De Niro would gain weight again in 1987, but only 30 pounds this time for his role as Al Capone in Brian De Palma's film The Untouchables. Moving on to Tom Hanks. 2 significant roles in his career where weight loss was pivotal to the role. The first one is Philadelphia. He would win an Academy Award in 1993 for his portrayal of lawyer Andrew Beckett, who was wrongfully terminated due to his HIV diagnosis. Tom Hanks would lose 30 pounds for this role and thinned his hair to show the devastating effects of the disease. Moving on to the year 2000, Tom Hanks would be challenged to gain and lose weight for one role under director Robert Zemeckis and his film Castaway. Tom Hanks gained 50 pounds in pre-production for his role as Chuck Noland, the FedEx employee that gets stranded on a deserted island for many years. Filming would commence for 2 months, then stop and resume over a year later. This would allow Tom Hanks to grow a really long beard and to lose sufficient weight to look convincing as someone who has been stranded on a deserted island for so many years. What would Robert Zemeckis do in this time? He's got a year off, basically. Well, that certainly didn't stop him. He would make another film. He would direct What Lies Beneath with Harrison Ford and Michelle Pfeiffer during the hiatus. Then filming would resume on Castaway, and it's become the classic that we all know and love. Moving on to our final actor, who takes the award for body transformation, seemingly doing it at will, is Christian Bale. We'll pick him up in 2004 with his role in The Machinist. In this film, Bale plays a man that has not slept for a year, which leaves him emaciated and delusional. Christian Bale lost 62 pounds over 4 months for this role, consisting on a diet of water, apples, and coffee during pre-production to get his weight down very quickly. After the filming of The Machinist, Christian Bale would begin his work as the iconic superhero Batman. He would gain 100 pounds back and then have to scale that back during his weight training and preparation for his role as the Dark Knight. Christian Bale would lose weight again for his portrayal of Dickie Eklund in David O. Russell's 2010 film The Fighter, and would take home a Best Supporting Actor Oscar for his role. Instead of doing the extreme dieting he did in The Machinist, Christian Bale would turn to running to drop the weight for this role. A little bit smarter probably than the coffee, apple, and water diet that he was on. Christian Bale and David O. Russell would re-team in 2013 for American Hustle, where Christian Bale was virtually unrecognizable in his role as Irving Rosenfeld, gaining 43 pounds and pushing his weight from a lean 185 to a hefty 228 pounds on a diet of donuts, cheeseburgers, and whatever he could get his hands on. Finally, to play Vice President Dick Cheney in Adam McKay's 2018 film Vice, Christian Bale was told by the studio, listen, it's not necessary to gain weight for this role, as they would be relying on prosthetics. But in true Christian Bale form, he gained 40 pounds to help the cause. That's what you call commitment to the role. So there you have it. 3 actors that gave it all for their roles and were rewarded with Oscar Gold. This is certainly not an all-encompassing list, but let's go over a couple of honorable mentions. Another Oscar winner, Joaquin Phoenix in 2019 for his work in Joker, lost 52 pounds to play Arthur Fleck. Matthew McConaughey and Jared Leto both lost a significant amount of weight for their roles in the Dallas Buyers Club, also took home Oscar Gold. Last but not least, Anne Hathaway lost 25 pounds for her role in Les Miserables and also took home an Oscar for her work as well. That's going to do it for this 3324 podcast quick hit. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. We will see you real soon in the next one. Take care.
This has been a 3324 podcast quick hit. You can find us on your favorite podcast provider. So please like, subscribe, and rate to become a part of the 3324 family. Your feedback is important, so please make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook at 3324podcast and on Twitter at 3324p to join the conversation.